Mujina, Yakumo Koizumi, Lafcadio Hearn. On the road to Akasaka in Tokyo, there is a slope called Kikokuzaka, which means the slope of Ki country. Why it is called Kinokuni no Saka, I do not know. On one side of this slope is a deep and very wide moat from long ago, alongside which stands a high green bank, the top of which is a garden area, and on the other side of the road is a long stretch of the imperial palace's long and extensive wall. Before the days of streetlights and rickshaws, the area was very lonely at night when it was dark. Therefore, late walkers used to walk several leagues after sunset rather than climb up this Kikokuzaka slope by themselves. This is all because of the badgers that used to walk around there. The last person who saw a badger was an old merchant from Kyobashi who died about 30 years ago. Here is what he told me. The merchant was hurrying up Kikokuzaka late one night when he saw a woman crouching on the edge of the moat, crying terribly. Worried that she might throw herself down, the merchant stopped and tried to give her whatever help or consolation was within his power. The woman appeared to be slender and elegant, well dressed, and her hair was tied in a knot like that of a young girl from a good family. The merchant approached the woman and said to her, "My dear lady, don't cry so much. Tell me what is troubling you." In fact, the man intended to do exactly what he said. In fact, the man was willing to do exactly what he said, for this man was a very kind and compassionate person. But the woman kept crying, hiding her face from the merchant with one of her long sleeves. "My lady," said the merchant again, as gently as he could, "please, please, listen to my words. This is no place for a young lady at night. I beg you, do not cry. Tell me how I can help you in any way." Slowly the woman rose, but with her back to the merchant. She continued to moan and sob into the back of his sleeve. The merchant placed his hand lightly on the woman's shoulder and said, "Ma'am, ma'am." "Maid, ma'am, listen to my words. Listen to my words just for a moment. Ma'am, ma'am." Then the maid turned around. The merchant then dropped his sleeve and stroked his face with his hand. Looking, he saw no eyes, nose, or mouth, and with a cry, he ran away. With a cry, the merchant ran away. Everything in front of him was pitch black and empty. He did not dare to look back, but just kept running and running until finally, in the distance, he spotted a lantern that looked like a glowing firefly and headed in that direction. It turned out to be nothing more than a lantern of a buckwheat noodle vendor who had set up his stall on the side of the road. But any kind of light, any kind of human companionship was fine after what had just happened. The merchant threw himself down at the feet of the buckwheat noodle seller and shouted, "Ah! Ah! Ah! This!" The noodle seller cried wildly. "What's this? Did someone do it to you?" No one did it to me," the other man said, panting. "It was just... ah! Ah! It was just a frightener," the noodle seller asked coldly. "A thief?" Not a thief, not a thief," the frightened man said, panting. "I saw it. I saw a woman at the edge of the moat, and she showed it to me. Ah! Whatever she showed me, I can't tell you." "Oh, was that what she showed me?" the noodle seller said, stroking his face, and as he did so, the noodle seller's face turned like an egg, and at the same time the light went out.